Oh, hi there. I wonder if you could help me, give me some information. I have just tried getting what I needed from the government's own website, but I can't seem to find what I'm looking for. It's basically the schools have sent out some guidelines, and within the guideline email that they've sent to us, there's a link that takes us through to the coronavirus guidance on the government's website. And under this link, it says that children should arrange to have a test. Now, I've looked through the advice, and it does actually say that the test, is it Raxon, is it called, I think, has been recalled because it's problematic, and that there are a collection of other tests, but they're under an umbrella term, I can't remember what it was, Kingfisher or something like that. But they don't specify anywhere like who actually is doing these tests. So I'd like to find out just who's actually doing the tests. Like do they go to a lab or?
Sure. No, I completely understand. Would you be able to send us an email with your address? What it'd probably be, I'm not entirely sure of how the testing regime works. I think what it might be is some of it may be done through the county council as well.
Yeah, no, it's not so much the testing. They do explain how the testing works. It's just who's actually doing the testing. Like, is it a company? Is it a body? Is it a government body? Like, who's actually doing the testing is what I need to know. Because it don't, like I say.
So you know where to go to get the test.
Oh, I've seen all of the test centres popping up and everything. I know it's not that I need to go and get a test. I'd like to know who's actually doing the testing, because they're saying that if my child sneezes, that they need to have a test. Now, if we don't know who's doing the test, then what's the point in doing a test? And if the only test that's gone out so far has already been recalled, you know, then it's not really going to fill us with much confidence, but it's our children that we're talking about, you know, so we kind of really need to know before they go back to school who's actually conducting these tests and where's the science behind it.
Sure, no, I understand. So it's more of a general inquiry about who's doing the testing and,
yeah,
you know, whether they're effective, that kind of thing.
It's not just about sorry, go on. Carry on, sorry.
I would ask you to send us an email with your specific question. I can't give the answer over the phone, but we do reply to emails within a few days. We'll be able to get that.
But the thing is, the children are going back to school. Who would I go to get a direct answer today? Because obviously somebody must know who's doing the testing. The government's I phoned the Department of Social Health and Care, whatever it's called. They're supposed to be opened again today, but their phone lines are still closed. Our children are supposed to go back to school in a few days. I can't wait a few days to find this out. If the guidelines are that they're supposed to book a test, we need to know who's doing the testing before we even put them in that situation.
I understand. You know, we can phone the Department of Health and Social Care from our side. If I give you my email address, you can copy me into your email, and I'll make sure it's prioritised so you have the answer to that question.
Okay, perfect.
As soon as possible.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, did you say take my email address or I take yours?
You take mine.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
It's Matthew. .green, like the colour.
Is it all lowercase?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
At parliament.uk.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so if I get an email sent off now, that will be prioritised, will it? Because like I say, the children are expected to be back in a few days, and we can't be expected as concerned parents to be sending them in when we don't even know who's supposedly doing these tests.
Yeah, well, we'll prioritise it as much as possible. As you imagine, we get quite a lot of high priority cases. But
I just don't understand why it wouldn't just be on the website. Like, I just don't understand why it's not just there for everybody to see. If it's something that we're all expected to do, I just don't understand why the information isn't already freely available, especially if the offices are staying closed when they're supposed to be open again.
No, I understand that. So we'll get that prioritised for you.
Okay then. All right, thank you very much.
Please just make sure to include your address and email.
Yes, I will do. I will do. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow.
actually the coronavirus. The latest advice from the Department of Health is that if you have a persistent cough or a temperature, please do not go to the GP surgery. Instead, please isolate yourself at home for 7 days. If you get more unwell, then contact 111 by phone or internet. Thank you. Hello, this is Dr. Or speak to a receptionist who are trained care navigators. Please press 1. To help us manage your reason for contacting us, your call is now being placed in the queue. As soon as one of our reception team is available, they will answer your call. Thank you for your patience. Good afternoon, reception. Lorraine speaking. How can I help?
Hi there. Just wondering if you can tell me, with the whole corona thing, are you actually doing tests at the GP surgery? I've seen these centres popping up about the place. I'm just wondering what's going on.
Yeah, no, we are.
You still
I think they're doing the swab if you're symptomatic.
Oh right, okay. Can you tell me what the name of the test that you use is? Is there just one test, or do you have multiple tests that you use?
I think it's just one. I'm pretty sure it's just one.
Would you mind getting the name for me, please, and like the brand's name and the any information that you've got, and just find out if there's any like literature available, any inserts or anything. I assume they come out of fresh packaging each time, do they?
Yeah, can I ask who's calling, please?
Yeah, I'm a patient at the surgery.
Yeah, what's your name, please?
It's Kaylee. K-A-L-E.
Kaylee.
Got it down in my married name, I think.
And your date of birth, please,
Yes,
Kaylee, please, thank you. Hello, Kaylee.
Hiya.
Sorry, no, we don't actually do any of the testing here.
You don't do any of the right, so is it all going to be in the centres now?
Pardon?
Is it all going to be in these centres and just delivered to homes now, do you think?
If you've got symptoms, then it'd be going for a swab test. Yeah, you would need to book an appointment for a test to be done. I think it's on the government.
Yeah, no, I've been in touch with them today, actually. I've seen one pop up in Ipswich, one of these centres. I'm just wondering, have you done the tests there at all? Have you done any there up until now?
No, we haven't.
No, you haven't. Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. So you wouldn't have any information on the actual...
no, we haven't,
right.
unfortunately.
No, that's no problem. No problem at all. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Welcome to the Department of Health and Social Care. If your call is regarding the European Health Insurance Card, please press 1. For assistance with costs, press 2. For publications, press 3. For complaints about the NHS, press 4. For all other inquiries, press... To improve the services we provide, we carry out regular research of our customers' views. To help us achieve these improvements, ask your advisor to send you a short survey to evaluate your experience. You are currently number 1 in the queue. You are currently number. Good afternoon. Oh no,
Oh, hi there. I have actually tried calling my local MP regarding this as well at the moment. I tried to call yourselves yesterday, but it was closed. I'm just a concerned parent. I've gone through the guidelines that the schools have sent out to us and clicked the link to arrange a test, which takes us to the coronavirus testing page on the government's website. Now, I can see it's very clear on there that the one named test that they're using has actually been recalled, which is fine, but the page doesn't actually give any details of any of the other tests that are available. So what I need really is, I mean, if we're being told that we need to have our children get tested, I need to know really who's doing the testing, like which company's behind it, the science and everything, you know. So I need information on the available tests that are still in use.
That information I would have here, madam. I definitely wouldn't have that to hand. Me a second. The best I can tell you to do, I don't know if they would have that specific information, is to contact the DFE's coronavirus help desk to see if they have that specific information.
So I hope, sorry, say that again. Who would I need to contact? Would you be able to?
Department for Education.
Department for?
Education.
Department for Education. Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay.
What I can't answer for is, I know that you want to know who's making the tests and stuff like that. I don't know if they will have that information, because it's not that we know here, because the tests are not out from here and we haven't been provided with that information at all.
But the issue I've got though is, like, I've phoned the doctor. The doctors have told me they've not done any tests there, so they've got no information. I've been onto a couple of different places to try and, 'cause obviously it's government guidelines that we're being asked to follow. So it just seems strange that I can't easily get hold of the information of who's actually doing this testing in the first place. You know, when the first one.
Can I just ask?
Yeah.
Have you been asked to test your child before they go back to school?
No.
So is that they have symptoms, so you need to have a test?
No. They don't have symptoms. It's just that the symptoms for coronavirus are actually very similar symptoms to many other different things, like just even a common cold. You know, so we're in a position now where my child might sneeze at school, and then somebody, because I've also read through the Public Health England's guidelines for the public health officers, which is, it comes across as so draconian, and even the Children's Commissioner questions certain aspects of it, you know. So it's not that my children are unwell at all, they're actually far from it, they're very healthy children. It's just that we've been told now, if they do sneeze or if anybody suspects that they've got coronavirus, that they're to have these tests. Now, obviously, we just need to know who's doing the test and what's it based on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I do understand that. With regards to who's doing the, well, not, because I'm presuming if it's the case that your child needs it, that they'll probably send you a home. But is the information of the itself, who it's been made by, is that the specific you want to know?
Yeah, no, it is literally, I would just like to know who's conducting the test, who gets to determine whether it's positive or negative, and upon what science is that based?
Right. I would probably, just as you said there, I would presume, this is just me saying, not government side, that side of it would more be Public Health England with regards to who's conducting that test, because I'm presuming that would probably be in a laboratory. Now, exactly. I can't say which laboratory.
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm trying to determine. And the fact is that the Public Health England have now been dissolved by Matt Hancock and now been. Not as yet. So I'll crack on and try with them. But I mean, the guidelines.
I just as you said, that kind of things in regards to you test, who gets it, and who decides with regards to the outcome. That, I would presume, is more the Public England side, because it would be their lab would be doing the science side of that test.
Okay, that's fine. It's just on the government's page. It says that these guidelines are from the Department of Health and Social Care, which is why I phoned you first. So I will.
Yeah, that's fine. Understandable. I think our numbers everywhere. But I think it's everywhere. But there's a lot of stuff that we on this public inquiry office cannot especially with regards to the specifics of where the test is going, who's going to decide that is positive or negative. That's definitely not something that we would be able to answer here, madam.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. I really appreciate your time, and I'll phone.
That's absolutely fine.
Do you have a number for the Public Health England to hand?
I have one, but it is only a general inquiry number. I don't know how helpful they will be on there. Bear with me, especially as well. Bear with me.
Thank you.
1 second.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Right, Public Health England is 0207
Yeah.
654
654. Yep.
8000.
Sorry, say that again.
8000.
8,000. 8000. Perfect. That's wonderful. Right, brilliant. Thank you so much for your help. I really appreciate it.
Take care now.
You take care as well. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Because you think you are a contact of a concerned case of COVID-19, please hang up as you will be contacted by the NHS Test and Trace Service. If you are concerned about COVID-19 and would like public health information, please press 9 now. This will take you directly to the Public Health England Public Inquiries line. Otherwise, please hold for the Public Health England. You are being transferred to the Public Health England Coronavirus Helpline. If you are unwell, please hang up and redial 111. Thank you for calling Public Health England. Your call will now be routed to a call handler. Thank you for calling. Please be aware all calls are recorded for training and monitoring purposes.
Good afternoon. You're through the Public Health England COVID-19 Response Service. My name is Hassan. Just let you know this call will be recorded for training and accuracy purposes. If you're happy to proceed, collect your full name, please.
Sorry, say that again. If I'm happy to proceed, what was it? Sorry?
Can I get your full name?
My name is Kaylee Ainab, so that's Kaley.
Yeah.
And then my surname is Ainab, so E for Echo, I for Indigo, N for November, A for Alpha, V for Victor.
And how can I help you today?
Okay, but I've just been forwarded on to yourselves by the Department of Health and Social Care, who I've just spoken to a moment ago. Basically, I need some information regarding tests for the coronavirus. I've got 3 children in school, and obviously we've been sent all the guidance and what we're supposed to do. Now, an embedded link within that correspondence from the school is under the sentence of arrange a test, which is what we're advised to do if our children show any symptoms of the coronavirus. So we're supposed to then go and arrange a test, which is absolutely fine. However, the main test that has been used and the only branded name test has been recalled. It's the Randox test has been recalled already because of problems, which is fine. But then on the website, on this page, it only says then the other tests are a group of tests and it's under umbrella term. I think it's called Kingfisher. Bear with me 2 seconds. I can't remember exactly. It is, bear with me. Yeah, Kingfisher test kits. Right, so there's not, what We've got no information on the website, and nobody's been able to answer me so far as to who's conducting these tests, where these tests go, who determines whether they're false or positive, and upon what science is that based. So basically, I need all of the information available regarding any available tests, because obviously we've been asked to put our children through this testing, but we've got no information as to who's doing the testing, who's conducting it, who's determining it, and who, like, where it's come from, you know, based on what. So basically, I'm just asking for all of the available tests. What I need to know is the names of the companies or the bodies, or whether it's a government body that's doing it, whether it's a laboratory. We need to know, as concerned parents, we need to know who's going to be conducting these tests upon our children.
Certainly. Do you mind if I place you on hold while I look into this and find out more?
That's absolutely fine, not a problem at all. Thank you so much.
So in terms of specific information regarding the test, I was unable to find any, all we are aware is that all these testing providers are government approved, they've been regulated by a body, and they've been done by someone, in a government regulated way that it has been approved before.
As a general populace and as concerned parents, we're entitled to know exactly who that is. If we're being told to do something, especially regarding our children, we need to know the exact people that are going to be responsible for these tests. Like, we're entitled to know that as a general populace. We're entitled to know this information.
So you're wanting to know specifically about who's carrying the test?
What I'd like to know is the body that's doing it, whether the government approved or not. And to be fair and to be frank, at the moment, with all of the guidelines changing day by day, people aren't very confident in the government per se right now, but that's not the issue. What I'm asking for is just in black and white, who is conducting these tests and by what science are they determining whether or not somebody is positive or negative, when the only named test that we've been privy to so far has already been recalled. So as a general populace concerned for our children and the draconian measures that have been taken already, we're entitled to know who it is that's testing our children and according to what science. So we need to be given that information. It's not on the government's website, and it's not good enough, and it's not you that I'm not, this is not directed at you, but it's not good enough to just be told the government have approved it. The government approved something last week that they've changed their mind on this week. That's not good enough. We're talking about our children. We're talking about our children. We need to know exactly who these people are that are doing these tests and determining whether or not they have a fatal virus, which isn't actually fatal. But we need to know this information. Do you understand where I'm coming from? We need to know. And if the Department of Health and Social Care can't tell me, if my local MP can't tell me, if my school can't tell me, if my doctor can't tell me, And I've been passed to yourselves, Public Health England, who are going to be dissolved and merged into some other company that's just literally only to do with test and track, or track and trace, whatever you call it. We need to know who is conducting these tests. We need to know, as human beings with children, we need to know what's going on before we put our children back into school, into a situation where the loopholes in the law would allow for the government to literally come in and take them away. You know, we need to safeguard ourselves as parents.
What do you mean by that? Where they'd be able to take?
Have you read the Public Health England advice to public health officers?
I'm not aware of it. If you could summarise what you've read for me.
If I could summarise, well, the amount of times it says in there how to exercise your powers, which, by the way, are ultra-virus. They're not actual powers. They're assumed powers that aren't passed in law, lawfully. Okay, they're assumed powers. So they're not even powers. But the way that it's been written is to really, really rile up these people that are going to be the enforcement officers of this stuff. And most people will not have a clue that it is not lawfully enforceable. Most people will just crap themselves, basically, and just feel like the state's come down on them. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm not saying that that's the intention. I'm saying there are open loopholes that haven't been closed off. Even the Children's Commissioner has raised concerns about certain things in that report. So, or in the legislation, sorry. So there's a lot of grey area at the moment, and for us to be told in such a blanket way that we're supposed to have our children go through this system, but nobody's telling us who's doing it. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, we need to know what's...
From the information I'm aware of, it's that, so the process that you call on if somebody's put up and has sort of COVID.
Sorry, you were breaking up there. Could you just repeat that sentence? Sorry.
So, let's say the hypothetical situation, I don't tell that your child would need to get tested is if they're presenting symptoms of COVID-19 or if they're living in a household with someone who has...
Yeah, but Joe, what's the symptom of COVID-19? It's a sneeze or a cough or a high temperature. These are things that they're ailments that children have every day.
It's a high temperature over 38.0 degrees. When it's over 38.0 degrees, it means that someone's internal body is not... They're going to be over 38 because it's going to be a reaction from human body.
I understand what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. I'm sure this is very well rehearsed. You're telling me the rigmarole and the process and the factors and all the rest of it. But at the end of the day, if you can't tell me who's making this stuff be the case, if you can't tell me that, so everything, all the guidelines, all that, whatever you're telling me kind of becomes irrelevant, because I need to know who's enforcing this, who is actually testing, who is actually determining, who is actually giving these guidelines, who's doing this. You know, we need to know. It's not about my child.
The testing process, testing process that make sure we be aware of is that it's a PCR test that's carried out. So, for example, you take a swab of the back of the...
I understand. Sorry, you don't need to go through this with me. I've extensively gone through all of the literature, all of the guidelines, extensively. I understand the process. Yeah. I need to know who makes the decision, who has carried out the tests, who has got the science to back up that these tests are valid. That's what I'm asking you. I need to know who's accountable and liable for this entire situation. That's what I need to know, and nobody can answer me so far. And I need to, before I send my children back to school, I need to know who's doing these tests. It's pretty simple, and it's not outrageous to want to know who's doing these tests.
Do you want to take your hold again while I speak to us?
Absolutely, not a problem at all. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for holding there. So, in terms of specific information about the tests, I haven't been able to find any, unfortunately, and my supervisor hasn't been able to find any either. What we can do is there's a specific line for COVID-19 test queries, If more information about testing, it's not the testing line, but it's a different line where, for example, if people want to find more about tests, they can call this number.
Okay.
I can give that to you.
That would be perfect.
So that number is as follows whenever you're ready.
Yep, I've got a pen, yep.
0300.
Yep.
303.
Yep.
2713.
2713. So that's 030030327113.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Okay, brilliant. All right then. Okay, thank you. I really do appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Do you take care? Bye-bye.
Press 1. Scotland, press 2. Wales. If you would like to speak to an English-speaking agent, please press 1. If you would like to speak to us in a different language, please press 2.
Oh my God.
Hello and welcome to the Coronavirus Testing Call Centre. If you would like to know how we use the information collected on this call, press 1 or press 2 to continue. If you're calling about a test, press 1, or for help booking a test online, press 2. For drive-through testing, press 1. For home test kits, press 2, or if you're calling from a care facility, press 3.
It's not even an option, but
Please note, it is important to register your kit online as per the instructions provided. Failure to do so will mean you will not receive any test results and you will need to rebook a test. All calls are recorded for training and quality control purposes. The information you give will remain confidential.
sure.
Coronavirus Testing Contact Centre, my name's Hannah. How can I help?
Hi there. I've been on to my local MP today. I've been on to the Department of Health and Social Care, who then passed me on to the Public Health England, who have now passed me over to you. I just require, I've got children that are going back to school supposedly in a few days' time. We've been sent out guidelines that take us to the COVID page on the government's website, which then shows us that the Randox, I think it is, kit was recalled, which is fine. And then it just says all the other kits are under an umbrella name, but it doesn't give any information. And nobody can give me any information as to where these tests have come from, who's conducting them, what science is based on or whatever. But I've been told to contact yourselves to find out that information. So basically what I need to know is which tests are available, what their names are, what the company name is, and just any available information, because obviously we're being asked to do something with our children, and so far we've got no information regarding who's actually conducting these tests.
Okay, what's your first and surname?
My first name is Kaylee, so that's K-A-L-E-Y.
And surname? Okay, and what's your contact number?
Have you got this one come up on the screen, or do you need me to say it back to you? Because it'll be this one.
And it's coming up with pale there?
Oh, it's not actually, but no, it's okay. It's 077 1.
And what's the postcode?
Y.
And are you a key worker?
Sorry, say that again.
Are you a key worker?
Am I a UK worker?
Sorry, a key worker or an essential worker?
Oh, no. Well, I'd consider being a mother an essential role, but no, not technically by the government standards, probably not.
And is that address in England, Scotland or Wales?
It's in England.
And can we use the information for future contact?
If you need to, yeah, by all means, yeah.
And how did you find out about this service?
Like I say, I've been onto my local MP, I've been onto the Department of Health and Social Care, and I've been onto the the Public Health England, who have all passed me on to the next person, and I've ended up onto yourselves from Public Health England.
And so you're looking to know who does the test, sorry?
Sorry, say that again.
And what are you looking to know, sorry? Who provides the test?
Yeah, and I just need to know which tests are available and just know who provides them, on what science is it based. We just need to know the names. We need to know the companies that provide that are actually doing the tests, or the government body, whatever it is. Just need to know what it is that's actually conducting and determining the outcome.
I have no idea. I just book them on the website for people.
Okay, but
and then the government sends them out.
this is the problem that we've got. It's very much the government are doing this and the government are doing that, but nobody can answer who's actually conducting these tests. Now, I've been on to the government, I've been on to my GP, I've been on to everybody that I can think of, and I've now been told to contact yourselves. So where are we supposed, as concerned parents, where are we supposed to get this information from? We're being told to put our children through some testing process, but nobody can tell us who's actually conducting that test. You know, it's just a logical step for a parent to take, to want to know if they're being tested for something, what's that based on?
I have no idea. I can only book the test for you.
Could you maybe ask a supervisor or somebody that might have, because I've literally been through all of the departments in the government and I've been sent here to get this information. So, I mean, is there somebody you can ask? Because obviously this isn't, we're not privy to what's actually going on behind the scenes here. And as parents, we need to know, really, if we're being told to do something regarding our children, that's a big deal. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just looking through the frequently asked questions.
Yeah, no, it's not going. I've been through all of the and everything that's available online. Believe me, I've spoken directly to people in office, and they've sent me here. So I'm assuming that you're going to need to ask somebody higher up, perhaps, if they've got that information, because we need to establish what's going on.
All I can do is send it off in an email at the minute, but there's no way of phoning you back.
But who are you going to send an email? This is I'm kind of trying to. I'm not. I will talk to anybody. So if somebody can just point me in the direction of who's going to have this information and be able to actually give it to me when I ask, that would be so handy. But as of so far, I'm just being passed around.
So it would probably be the Department of Health and Social Care.
I've just spoken to them, and they've just said because they can't answer it either.
Well, I'm afraid I can only book the test on the government website. You know,
do you know what? It's fine. I kind of expected this response. It's absolutely fine. I'm not holding it against you. I just needed to exhaust it because that's where these people have just literally sent me to you. So if you can't answer, that's absolutely fine. That's kind of what I was expecting. But yeah, anyway, so thank you for your time. Thank you. And you have a good day, and I'll crack on. All right, you take care. Bye-bye.